Paul A. Spera of Attleboro, Massachusetts, was elected Commander-in-Chief at the 96th National Convention in Phoenix, Arizona on August 25, 1995. He was the 7th native of the Bay State to be elected to this high office. Spera, an Army veteran, earned his eligibility at Nha Trang, Vietnam from 1965 to 1966. Upon returning home, he was stationed at Fort Ritchie, Maryland, where he was part of an equipment installation team until his discharge. Joining in 1966 while still in Vietnam, he remains a member of Post 144 in Boston, Massachusetts, and currently serves as the Post Quartermaster. Upon discharge, he attended Northeastern University, where he studied business administration. He then went to work for the Department of Labor's Jobs for Veterans Program. He also was Assistant Service Officer for the Department of Massachusetts from 1977 to 1979. He was named the Outstanding Veteran of the Year by the National Alliance of Businessmen and served on the Massachusetts and Attleboro Memorial Committees. In 2001, he received a presidential appointment as a special assistant to the then Secretary of the Veterans Affairs, Anthony Principi. He is currently retired from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. He and his wife, Joanne, have 5 children and 4 grandsons.
Thank you, Comrade Commander. One by one, our ranks grow thinner. Those words from the VFW ritual are the reason that we're here at this moment. We're here to remember. To remember all of those who stood shoulder to shoulder with us to help us advance the cause of freedom while we were in the military and the cause of protection of the rights of America's heroes once we joined the VFW and its auxiliary. We need to remember. We need to remember that this is an organization that has been in existence for more than 100 years. And year after year, decade after decade, generation after generation, we have had members who have stood up for what's right. And today, we are able to accomplish what we do because we stand on the shoulders of those heroes. They are the base of who we are and what we are. So we remember. Because that is what is the most important. The one thing that we must do continually is remember. Remember we are where we are because of them. Remember who they were. Remember those that we knew who are no longer with us. Mourn their passing. Celebrate that they existed. Thank them for their service by keeping them in your mind and in your heart. A few years ago, there was an article that was printed in one of the VFW publications, and I'd like to share that story with you right now because it exemplifies what's most important. There was a young man who joined the United States Army because that had been his ambition, and he had the opportunity to not only be a soldier, but be a soldier in a time when he could actually go to defend freedom. And he told his parents and his friends that where he was going and what he was going to be doing was what he wanted. And so he went. He served in Iraq, and as luck would have it, he gave his life. His remains were returned to his family. The period of mourning began. They laid him to rest, and they went on with the memories of his life and who and what he had been. And sometime later, a package arrived. They opened that package, and inside they found all of his personal belongings that had been gathered up in Iraq, packed up, and sent home to his family. And as they tearfully went through all of the contents of that box, they came upon a letter addressed to his parents. And upon opening it, they found his last will and testament. Knowing that the possibility existed that he would not survive, and at a very young, tender age, he wrote what he wanted to have done with his personal belongings. A bicycle went to his younger brother. Some sports equipment went to some friends. And a few other things that he had were distributed among family and friends. And at the bottom of it, he wrote, "Please don't mourn for me. I died doing what I loved. I died standing next to the best friends I would ever have. I gave my life for someone else's freedom. But I have one request. No matter how long, no matter the circumstances, the only thing I want you to do is never forget. Never forget that I loved you. Never forget that I was proud to be your son. Never forget that I am in a better place. Never forget my life." That was all he wanted. He only wanted to be remembered. And isn't that what we all want? Don't we all want to be remembered by family, by friends? You just heard in the memorial ritual that one day this memorial service will be held for us. Someone will stand there and say a prayer in our memory. Someone will march up and place a white or a red flower on that altar. Someone will bow their head in prayer. That's what we want. We want to be remembered. And so we gather here to do what they wanted, to do what that young man wanted, to always remember. I walked out of the hall yesterday, and I saw a young lady with a sweatshirt. And I went back out there today to find her because I wanted the exact words that were on the back of that sweatshirt. And I will close with those words. Fallen heroes, gone, but not forgotten. you.